Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I want to talk about why I love my laser so much that I have attached to my CNC machine. It had opened up so many different opportunities that I cannot even begin to tell you, but I'm gonna try. So let's get started. In word, detail. Fine detail that I would never have been able to do with the regular CNC machine. This is one example where I took the dog's name of a friend and engraved it on a special pen. Never could have done that on a regular CNC machine. Now here's a recent project that I completed that shows a lot of very fine detail. This type of detail and quality would never have been possible just with the CNC machine alone. Even with a tiny engraving V-bit, you would still lose some of the detail because of tear out. And here's a good example, a side-by-side comparison. The plaque on the left was done with the CNC machine, and it does have good detail, but you can see around the pelican and some of those fine letters, it's just not there as compared to what you see on the right with the laser. Now the interesting thing is, this is the exact same file that I had in easel that I brought over to the Lightburn software and engraved it using the laser. Another example of the project that I have done that I never would have been able to do without having the CNC machine along with the laser. Now this actually was lasered into this wood, and I later painted it, and unfortunately I don't have any photos of the painted version. It really looked good. But one thing for sure, this really adds a totally new dimension to the different types of projects that I can do in the shop. You're not limited just to plaques and small things. You can do these big projects as well. I wish I had photos of everything that I have made, but even little useful tools like this for my Z-axis gauge, and recently I just made a keychain with the generator and lock key on it. Now my latest project is this logo. My son brought this to me. He had a friend that wanted to be able to have 2 plaques done, and he said, "Can you do it?" He just sent me a photo. Well, that photo I was able to take into Inkscape and convert it over into an SVG file and bring it directly into my Lightburn software. This has a lot of very fine detail in it, and it is remarkable at how well the laser handles this. Now I pre-painted this board to be able to create this plaque, and the laser does amazing work with that. You can see the detail and how sharp it is. Again, just a CNC alone would not be able to do this type of detail. But what I do like is be able to incorporate the use of my JTechPhotonics laser that you see here with the CNC, because I can certainly take advantage of using both tools to do these types of projects. After I finished engraving these on the CNC machine with the laser, I went ahead and completely finished them. This is a spray coat of the clear lacquer that I use in all of my different projects. Once this is dry, it's back to the CNC machine where I have the ability to combine the 2 tools into one, and in this case, using the easel software, I went ahead and cut out this plaque. What I really like is being able to use the Offsetter app in the easel software and create this using this exact logo, and then bringing this over into Lightburn, engraving it, and when you import that image into Lightburn, it's exactly the same size, which makes it very easy to be able to use this cutout that was created using the Offsetter app from Easel. is a perfect combination. And this type of work makes it where it's very, very easy to be able to accomplish. Again, I'm combining two tools into one. And this, I never have been able to have this type of project in my shop before I added the CNC machine and added the laser. I know there's a lot of people out there that criticize folks who have CNC machines in their shop because they say it's not really woodworking. Well, I want to be able to challenge that and say that this offers a completely new dimension to woodworking. Not uncommon to the fact that at one point all we had is chisels and hammers and maybe a handsaw or two. And what happened and what did people say when we added the circular saws, table saws, band saws, and every other tool that's in a modern shop? Well, adding a CNC and a laser is just one additional tool that opens up a whole new area of being able to do projects that otherwise could not be done. So leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and do you think it's worth adding a laser and adding the CNC machine to a shop? And what is your opinion of being able to have a modern tool such as this that operates with a computer? And yes, guys, you still have to program it. But let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of folks that follow my channel because of the CNC machine and the laser that I have. But I also know that I have a large following of folks that do not have the CNC machine. And hopefully this type of video will inspire you to give it a second thought and maybe consider adding the CNC machine and adding a laser to be able to increase the diversity that you have in your shop. For the CNC enthusiasts, you gotta stay tuned because I'm gonna start using the new CNC machine that I have with the universal G-code sender very shortly. But here's a look at those finished plaques. I think they turned out absolutely amazing. And again, here's a close-up of the one that I did and showed earlier. And this is the Marine logo that has some extremely fine detail. And this was some tiny projects that has itty-bitty little tiny details that could not be done any other way other than with the laser. This is another example where I have the project on the left that was done with the CNC machine, and then I did a smaller version. I converted the file over to the laser and did this one with the laser on the MDF, and the detail is just amazing. I was able to improve a lot of the text and make a huge difference using the laser. Now, I also created my logo that I engrave on most all of my projects now. On the backs of my flags and on the back of the plaques, I always put this logo on there, and I can engrave that with the laser in just a couple of minutes, and I think that adds a very nice touch to the project. I still like doing a lot of the traditional type of projects, such as the cabinets and a lot of other different things, but to be able to include my CNC machine with the laser has just opened up so many opportunities that it's just hard to be able to explain. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also, check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.